Once upon a time, in a small town shrouded by mist and mystery, there lurked a terrifying urban legend known as the Licker. The legend spoke of a grotesque creature that preyed on those who dared to venture out alone in the dark, chilling the bones of even the bravest souls. The story began with a young woman named Sarah, who had recently moved to the town seeking solitude and a fresh start. Sarah was a curious soul, intrigued by the eerie tales whispered among the locals. However, she dismissed them as mere fables designed to entertain and scare. One moonlit night, while walking home from her late-night shift at the local diner, Sarah noticed the streets were unusually empty. The silence was unnerving, but she brushed it off, attributing it to the late hour. She quickened her pace, the echoes of her footsteps creating a haunting cadence in the empty streets. As she turned the corner, she caught a glimpse of a shadow darting across the buildings. Her heart raced, and an inexplicable dread washed over her. Despite her instincts screaming to run, she couldn't help but feel drawn to the mysterious figure. Her curiosity got the better of her, and she cautiously followed the fleeting shadow through narrow alleyways and dimly lit streets. The air seemed to grow colder, and a thick fog rolled in, obscuring her view further. Panic welled within her, but she pushed forward, desperate to uncover the truth behind the legend. Suddenly, Sarah heard a soft, eerie sound, a wet, slurping noise that sent shivers down her spine. Fear rooted her feet to the spot as she peered into the fog. From the darkness emerged a grotesque creature with pallid, mottled skin and elongated limbs. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity, and its tongue flickered in and out of its mouth, leaving a trail of gooey saliva. The Licker had found her. As the creature advanced, Sarah's instincts kicked in, and she turned to flee, but it was too late. The Licker was swift, and its long tongue lashed out like a whip, wrapping around Sarah's ankle. She stumbled and fell, the world spinning around her. In her moment of terror, Sarah's mind flashed back to the stories of the Licker, the creature that devoured the souls of those it captured. She desperately searched for a way to escape its clutches, her heart pounding in her ears. With a surge of adrenaline, she grabbed a nearby trash can lid and swung it at the creature's head. The blow stunned the Licker momentarily, giving Sarah just enough time to break free and flee for her life. She ran through the maze-like streets, her breaths coming in ragged gasps. The fog seemed to thicken, obscuring her path, but she refused to give in to fear. She had to survive. After what felt like an eternity, she stumbled upon the town's old church. Taking refuge inside, she slammed the heavy doors shut and sank to the ground, trembling with exhaustion and terror. The sanctuary provided a brief respite, but she knew the creature would not rest until it claimed her soul. In the safety of the church, Sarah began researching the legend of the Licker. She discovered an old journal detailing how the creature had once been a human, tortured and transformed into a vengeful spirit after enduring unspeakable horrors. The journal hinted at a way to break the curse and set the tortured soul free. With newfound determination, Sarah sought out the descendants of the town's founding families, hoping they held the key to the Licker's past. Together, they unraveled the creature's tragic origin and devised a plan to confront it once and for all. On the darkest night of the year, when the boundary between the living and the dead was at its thinnest, Sarah and the townspeople performed a ritual to release the Licker from its curse. They lit candles and chanted ancient incantations as they confronted the creature, showing it compassion and empathy for the suffering it had endured. As the ritual reached its climax, the fog lifted and the ghostly figure of the Licker began to transform. Its terrifying exterior softened, and the glow in its eyes dimmed. It spoke with a voice filled with pain and sorrow, begging for forgiveness. With tears in her eyes, Sarah reached out to the creature. She whispered words of understanding and forgiveness, promising to honor its memory and ensure its story was never forgotten. As the first light of dawn broke through the stained glass windows of the church, the Licker's spirit dissipated, finally finding peace after centuries of torment. From that day forward, the legend of the Licker transformed. No longer a tale of terror, it became a reminder of the power of compassion and the importance of acknowledging the pain and suffering of others. Sarah's bravery and empathy had not only saved her own life, but it also brought redemption to a tortured soul, forever changing the town's perception of the haunting legend.